Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts.
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, Pioneers. Welcome to episode 121 of the Disney Hour Express. Today, we're hitting the field, dancing to the beat, and strutting down the red carpet because we're exploring Disney World's all-star resorts. I was going to say resports.
All-star resorts? Resorts?
All-star resorts, which include sports, music, and movies. These are budget-friendly gems that pack colossal theming, fun pools, and immersive experiences. So really cool. We watched so many videos about all-star resorts today, and I've stayed at a few.
Which ones have you stayed at?
I love the theming. So I've stayed over at Music, and I want to say I stayed at Movies. And then, of course, we've stayed at the Value of Pop, which is very similar.
But we're not talking about Pop.
Part of the All-Star series.
Why are we going to confuse these listeners?
So true.
Coming
so true.
in.
I'm sorry. I'm back.
If you're new to us, we go on tangents.
What? Never. Oh my goodness, my cat is going to eat this computer. Stop, kitty. Okay. So anyways, Disney World categorizes its hotels into value, moderate, and deluxe. The All-Star Trio falls into the value group, meaning affordable. Maybe it depends what you call affordable. This is Disney affordable, and these resorts range between $165 to $235 a night.
There's an asterisk to that, and we'll get into that later.
So All-Star Sports, if you're going to the All-Star Sports, let's just say that, you're going to run into some giant, larger-than-life surfboards, giant football helmets, baseball bats in areas like Surf's Up and Touchdown and Home Run Hotel. And when I say like giant, these are like larger than life. Like think the size of your, I don't know, house maybe. Like they're really, really big. Like that
Yes.
helmet is huge and you can walk through it. It's really, really neat. All-Star Sports opened up in 1994, but don't worry, it has been refurbished since, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now we'll move over to All-Star Music. Also has many oversized instruments and stage-like architecture across the Calypso, jazz in, rock in, country fair, and Broadway theming. Also opened in 1994. And kids really love this immersive theming, right? They can go inside some of it. They can stand on some of it and take lots of pictures. It's really, really cool. Then we move over to the All-Star Movies, which has huge film icons like Toy Story, The Dalmatians, Fantasia, The Mighty Ducks, and Herbie. That little car is so cute. And that's all the themes.
He's known as the Love Bug.
The Love Bug, thank you. Across all the theme sections. And this one opened in 1999. So do you want to take it away with refurbs, Rob?
Because refurbs, we'll kick it back to the sports. Rooms were refurbished in 2022-23. They were all updated, updated USB ports, so on and so forth.
New flooring, right?
New flooring, sure.
Raised platform beds.
Gotta have the new flooring.
Well, yes, because if you remember, or I remember from my trips at the All-Star Resorts, back in the day, in the 90s, they had carpeting.
What? You were alive in the 90s?
They had carpeting, which isn't so great
Did they have?
for as much traffic
So
as
this was the
Disney
'90s. Did they
gets.
have shag carpeting back then?
No shag carpeting, but yuck, yuck. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. Can you just imagine like all the stuff that was in those like carpet
I
danders
really,
and?
I don't want to. I really don't want to imagine. But yeah, thank goodness they went to that like laminate type wood
Yeah.
flooring. So thank goodness. So keep on going. Any
Okay.
other refurbs that I should know about?
So I'm hearing that actually the All Star Sports, their pool, the Surfboard Bay pool, is going to be going into refurbishment next year
Oh, okay.
in 2026. It seems like it's going to be like predicted in 4 to 5 months. That's going to be closed, but
Now I wonder if the giant surfboard at All Star Sports and then the surfboard pool over at what is it, the Surfside Inn in Universal. I wonder if like people compare them.
possibly
And they're like, this one's
if they
better.
know that one exists,
Anyways,
but maybe only travel agents.
I'll keep on going.
So then we go over to the All Star Music Resort that had rooms renovated in between 21 and 23, ending in 2023. It was including the Asterisk family suites that we're going to talk more about a
Right,
little bit.
right.
They also updated their public areas. Were also updated in the Music Resort as well. We got a refresh.
Okay.
Movies. Now, this one was a little bit more recent. It had its rooms refurbished. This isn't recent, in 2021. Their food court was just recently refurbished.
Yes.
That was the world premiere food court. It was refurbished, ended in December of last year, 2024. And then their Fantasia pool just finished a refurbishment.
Okay. That's
So
really nice.
They had some work done. So they're working on the value resorts. You know, they're putting a little money. Everyone just saying, hey, these cheap hotels don't get any work done. You know, they're getting updated, they're getting spruced.
Yep, they are getting spruced now. All-Star resorts, they all share that common setup and theming. So let's say you're staying at a typical sports room, and then you're later in your journey, you're like, but I want to also stay at the All-Star Music. The rooms really aren't going to be any different. They're actually going to look exactly the same. And they're about 260 square feet and they're accessible by outdoor corridors. So that means when you open your door to your room, it's on the outdoor track, like on a balcony that serves a bunch of other rooms that are going up.
There's no indoor hallways that you're going into.
Exactly.
Now, if we're saying that the rooms all look the same, that they have the same layout, but on top of that, and where I found it the most not concerning, but it was kind of like, what are you doing? There's like all the rooms were themed the same. Like there was
Right.
no difference. There's nothing showing that you were in a movies room or a music room or a sports room.
Which kind of stinks.
They all share
was
the
my
same.
one
There
drawback.
was really nothing of any of those aspects. They had like the 3 Disney posters like above the bed, and then when you pull down the Murphy bed, it shows Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Then you see them dreaming of, like they're sleeping and supposed to be dreaming of music, sports, and movies. So
Right.
it was a little confusing.
Yeah.
As to, I get it's value resort. Maybe they didn't want to.
They needed to mass produce all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
All the every lamp couldn't look different, except in the asterisk that we're going to talk
that we'll
about a little bit.
in just a little bit. So, a standard room at the Disney All-Star Resorts typically includes 1 queen bed and 1 queen-size table bed. So, the table beds are the ones that you could have like 4 seats around a table, and then you move those seats and you pull down the bed like kind of like a Murphy bed. And they say this can accommodate up to 4 adults. And these rooms feature a bathroom that has a sliding door to a sink and a changing area, as well as a separate sliding door to the shower and toilet.
So it's kind of nice that it's a door as opposed to a curtain.
Yes, which Art of
we have
Animation used to have.
Art of Animation, but then I think even when we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside,
Oh, it was like,
It was a
yes.
curtain, I believe. Then, there was a door into the bathroom, but there was just a curtain into like the little area.
Oh, that was the similar. Yeah, no. You're right. Yep. It
Yeah.
was just a nice little draw curtain. So other amenities include the TV, the little mini fridge, which really isn't like a fridge, right? It's more like a drink cooler is what they
Yeah,
were saying.
I think they referred to it
So
as a beverage
beverage
cooler.
cooler, which means that it's not going to be as cold as a fridge. So you're not going to want to like store your yogurt in there. That could go pretty bad quickly. So think about
I
that, in
mean,
my opinion.
but yogurt's already like it's already cultured, and
All
it's like,
right.
well, how's it gonna go bad? I don't know. I don't agree.
All
I
right.
don't agree.
Listen, I wouldn't put a jug of milk in there. That's what I'm saying, even though it is a beverage cooler. Now, a coffee maker they have a safe, a telephone, a hair dryer, and an
Ooh.
ironing board kind of thing. Listen, I love that during the refurbs, one of the things that they put in was bedside tables on each side of the bed. So that means on the queen bed, each adult has their own bedside table. I cannot stress how important that is. I mean, we've been in Disney resorts that do not offer that. Can you believe that? That's like a surprise, shock. Like, I also have a cell phone and other things that I would like to put on my bed, not on top of an upside down trash can,
Yes,
which we've had to do,
there's
but
been many a times when Abby's had to like put her stuff on the floor
and you're
for
probably also
whatever
thinking
reason.
like, why wouldn't her husband just give her the bedside table? It's because if that murderer comes into the room, Rob goes first, right? He's closest to the door, which is
There's
where the bedside table is.
usually how it
So
goes.
that means it's really me. That's the bad
I
person.
mean, unless they're coming up the balcony. Or
No, because the balcony is near the door.
no, it'd be the opposite side of the door. Balcony's on one side, doors on the other side. You're sleeping usually towards the balcony.
Huh. Interesting. We'll have to think about all that for the future. All right. So we keep saying that there's an asterisk to everything, like to the pricing, to the theming, and just in general.
And why is that? Why
There
are we
is
saying
a
that?
special hidden gem at All Star Musics, also known as the Family Suite, allows up to 6 guests now, but also it's just nice for 4 guests who need some space. These suites feature 2 separate sleeping areas, 2 bathrooms, and a nice kitchenette with a full-size refrigerator, microwave, and coffee
Yeah.
maker. The Art of Animation suites do not even offer a full size, like a kitchenette
Yeah.
with a full size refrigerator. So these family suites over at All Star Musics are the way to go if you need that full size fridge and you actually want to like cook and get your food
Like,
together
keep
in here.
groceries and stuff in there. Yeah. Lots of.
And they had like amazing shelving up in that kitchen where you could see what you have and like get it organized. It was a really nice kitchen.
Because we all know all vacations deserve to be organized.
You know what, buddy? Should we share your itineraries? Listen, they say that these are budget friendly, but with anything that offers actually accommodations that feel like vacation, it's not going to be so budget friendly. It's going to hurt the wallet just a little bit. Now, they have a queen bed in the main bedroom, and then 2 queen size pull down beds, one that converts from a sofa and one that converts from a dining table. So the 2 full bathrooms, one with a shower and tub combo, and the other with a stand-up shower. Like I said, the full-size refrigerator, a microwave, coffee maker, sink, plus storage. Now, it does not have a stove, so that's one thing to just keep a note in this kitchenette. So these suites range from $310 to $554 per night. Now, just so you know, I did look up in September some dates for this, and that's kind of considered an off season, and it was still at $500 per night. These rooms, we can never find them as being on sale because there's only 192 family suites available. That's a really low number. They go pretty quickly, and I think they are like the first of the things
Yeah.
that people look for. If you know about this special hidden gem, you're on it, right? Because
They're a little less than the Art of Animation suites.
yes, and they're
Yeah.
located in the Calypso and Jazz building. So
Okay.
nice little area.
And now this is subject to only in music. It's not in sports or movies.
Correct. So listen, from a super unreliable source, and the reason why I say that is
ChatGPT.
because actually it wasn't
Oh,
ChatGPT.
that's ChatGPT found it for me.
Oh, okay. I don't know if these numbers are absolutely correct because I got two different numbers for them, but All Star Sports is said to have 1,920 rooms. All Star Music is said to have 1,604 rooms. And All Star Movies also 1,920 rooms. So that's about 5,444 rooms in this whole area. And those rooms generally serve about four people a piece,
Yeah,
except if you're
so
talking about those 192 suites.
You're probably looking somewhere between 22 to 2,500 people
So
staying in these three resorts that are all next to each other.
so
Like
many people.
they're just separated by like a parking lot. Like, and it's not a big parking lot either.
No, and just to have a little comparison there, the Polynesian has 846 rooms. Disney Boardwalk, this doesn't sound right to me because I felt like it was so expansive, has only 532 rooms.
That makes sense to me.
Really? Okay. I guess they're big, maybe because they're spacier. I don't really know. I thought we walked like a mile to our room. But then the Port Orleans Resort, and you have to remember how spread out that one is. It's split between Riverside and French Quarter. It's really massive. That one has 3,056 rooms. Still not 5,444 rooms. So this is a really, really huge deal. Now, as far as that bus transportation goes, do you recall? I believe they all share, like, or do they all have their own bus services?
They all have their own bus services. They're saying that there's, on a rare occasion, there could be some overflow, but more often than not, it's just going from that resort to the park or Disney Springs or whatever, and the same going back.
Okay, so maybe I'm just remembering from my trip like many moons ago that at the end of the day, in the evening, they would, be like, first up, All Star Music's next up, because they're right next to each other. So maybe that's just how they do it at the end of the night. I don't know, but it could be.
Yeah, no, they said, in fact, the video we watched with Quincy from Olier said that she took her resort bus back and it just went directly to her resort.
Perfect.
So
Sorry
I think that was a
missed
little bit different. I mean, I remember not staying, I've never stayed at these, but, staying at like Port Orleans, which has multiple stops around the area. It's not just in the front of the hotel, on the side and in the back, and there's a west and a north. And that was always a pain if you were, where you were parking at. Now, if you're wondering, like, right, there's no other forms of transportation from these resorts.
There are not. This is nowhere near the Skyliner.
Correct.
So
the times it takes, it's generally about 20-25 minutes to Magic Kingdom. EPCOT is going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, and then Hollywood Studios Animal Kingdom is 10 to 15.
Okay. All right. Nice. So it's definitely in that Animal Kingdom area, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Also somewhere near Coronado.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So each resort features a sprawling food court, which also has some made to go and grab and go options. I really like about these resorts that their grab and go fridges seem to have a nice amount in them.
Yeah.
When we stayed at, and I can only compare it to Animal Kingdom when we stayed there, there really wasn't that kind of grab and go options, like fridge wise. It felt really limited to me. And I've
Okay.
remembered that every time I've stayed at a value resort, they've
Mm.
had much more like I mean, when I say little bags of grapes, it was like 8 grapes, but
Mm.
that was like enough for my toddler, you know? And
Okay.
then they'll have like the little hummus and crackers and
And
things like that.
I think that's due to the fact that this is the only eating
Eating
option.
option.
You
Yes.
don't. There's no other dining options in the value resorts.
True.
It's just these food courts, but they're big
But
and
everybody needs a snack to go, you know? I'm just saying.
and there was also a pro tip. I guess. Well, we always push mobile. Everyone pushes mobile ordering, right?
Yes.
They were
True.
saying that sometimes it's worth actually going up and checking out what they're serving at each, because they kind of have windows separated. This serves pizza and pasta, this serves chicken nuggets, this serves whatever. Like seeing what options, maybe they've added a new menu item or
Well, yeah.
something.
So they don't always update the mobile ordering for
Mm,
seasonal things. So
mm,
that's something you definitely want to walk up and get. I mean, the same thing can be said like if you're just going to your area Dunkin' Donuts, they don't often update their seasonal donuts and things like that on the app because it's an app. I don't know. It probably takes a lot of time to do that. Anyways, so the All Star Sports, their courtyard's called End Zone Food Court, and then they have the Grandstand Spirits Pool Bar. All Star Music has intermission food court and then Singing Spirits, which I think is so cute for their little beverage bar there, as in alcoholic beverages. But I'm sure they have non-alcoholic beverages too. That's by the pool.
I'm sure you could get a
And
Coke.
then All Star Movies has World Premiere Food Court and then the Silver Screen Spirits Bar. No bar at the end, but just called Silver Screen Spirits. But I'm just telling you it's a bar.
Okay.
Anyways, so each resort also has an arcade, which,
It's
wow,
huge. Yeah.
these are really huge arcades in all three of the All Stars.
Yeah.
Um,
And they're open till like 1 a.m. So,
yeah, they
like I
are,
said,
which made me giggle.
kick them kids out and tell them to get out of here. Mommy and dad need some alone time.
Really cool. I wonder why it is that these arcades are so much larger than any of the resorts we've ever stayed in. I mean, I guess because there's just so many more families that are staying, or maybe they just
Yeah.
figure
Yeah, I think that's what it
value
is.
resort values
I
gaming
think the amount of
more.
people. Yeah, I think it's just more the amount of people. I remember the one at the boardwalk was very small.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I think
What about
the
Animal
Animal Kingdom, I don't even remember. They definitely, yeah, they had one that's down by the pool. I don't remember. I don't think it was that. I think it was like medium sized. It was medium sized in between.
Art of Animations. That
That
one I've been in.
I think it was.
Decent
Yeah, I think it was
size.
pretty big size, but these seemed like a lot bigger.
Huge,
Yeah.
yeah. Then, of course, they have the gift shop in each All Star resort. They have like nightly outdoor movie screenings, but they trade off between the resorts. So it's not like the sports resort will have it every night, but they'll trade it between the sports, music, and movies. And then the All Star Movies has a really special Movies Under the Star pavilion dedicated just for that. And so I was looking over here about that pavilion, and it does kind of show the movies quite often. It looks like they do Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I don't
Okay.
know how often they're trading off with the other ones. But they have other activities over there at the All Star Movies, like the silent disco. And Rob and I were like, "What's a silent disco?"
Yeah.
So it literally says, "Go to the Fantasia pool deck, choose your favorite music, and then don your own headphones and silently dance the night away with us."
Oh.
Why? Why silent?
I
That's
mean,
different.
kids should be seen and not heard. That's why.
Ooh. No, what I like about this is they seem to be really involved, right? They have cast member dance parties in the cinema hall over at the movies and other places. We saw some great footage of characters coming in and doing outside meet and greets. So that was lovely.
But also, look, that's the norm. And when you're talking about cool kids summer, there's characters showing up all the time.
True. But I want to just stress that even though it's a value resort, you're still getting all the things that you're going to get at the other resorts. They have pin trading too. It's going to happen, and it's great.
Now, you're staying at these value resorts. Are you still getting the same park perks?
Yes, Rob, you are. I'm so sorry. I was drinking. You are getting the same park resorts.
Yeah, you're getting early theme
perks.
park entry, right?
Yes.
Obviously, you get the free Disney transportation.
Yes.
You get free resort parking, which is something we didn't really.
That must have been a very.
Yeah.
I mean
we haven't driven in Disney
change.
in a while, so.
Right. I mean, the last time I did that, I literally drove to Disney in my minivan. So it's been quite a while. It's been a few years, and it was definitely you paid for the parking.
It's weird when I asked ChatGPT for what are all the perks that the value resorts get, and it included Magic Band charging.
Oh, well, yeah, that is a perk, I would think.
Well, you could charge it anywhere with a outlet.
I think it's like your credit card is connected to your Magic Band, so you can
like charging.
onto
I thought it meant
Magic
just
Band.
like recharging your Magic Band
No.
Plus. Like you could do that anywhere
No,
with an
I think
outlet.
it just means you can use your Magic Band as your credit card.
Okay, see now I get it. Sorry, ChatGPT.
All good. So, okay, so they all have that bus service to the Disney parks and Disney Springs. But these resorts uniquely have direct bus service to Blizzard Beach water park, which like no other resorts have. I think I'm correct in saying that.
I think Animal Kingdom does.
Okay, to Blizzard Beach as well.
I believe
and it's probably
so.
because of the location, I would think.
I think so.
Because it's so close there. So that's another thing to consider, especially this summer or the rest of this year, when you have that perk of first day going to the water park. Maybe you like that idea of having direct, right? Because remember, both Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon are open this summer. Maybe you like having that direct, or maybe you want to skip Blizzard Beach and go to the other one because like
yeah, right.
22,000 people are coming this way. So I'm just saying.
If they're all showing up on the same day as you, yes, you're in trouble.
So
now, mind you, the Typhoon Lagoon, if you want to go, you have to take a bus to Disney Springs and then take a bus to Typhoon Lagoon. There's, as far as
they're not next to each other, guys.
I have to triple check that, but there's Typhoon Lagoon. I don't believe there's a direct bus from any of the resorts, but.
Listen, I forgot to mention the larger than life things that are, not just the characters and things. They've got some giant checkers and giant chess and some cornhole that you can play outdoors, as well as ping pong, which I love. So that's really cool. I feel like that if you're going in a time where it's not so hot, it's kind of like in, let's say, like the 70s, 60s, like you might want to do all these things outside. They're really fun. So pro tip, I would say choose a preferred room because these preferred rooms are near the main building and it gives you quicker access to like the buses, to the food, to the pool, to whatever, you're right
It's going to be a lot easier for Judy and Johnny to get to the arcade at 12 o'clock.
But also it's going to be busy. These resorts are really like all about the hustle and bustle. There's a lot of people. There are a lot of events that the All Stars host. For example, I can speak from my knowledge as a previous cheer coach. This is where the cheerleaders go, right? And then this is where they practice. This is where they go to their nationals. It is a very big deal. And now I'm feeling like competitions are year round. And I mean, not necessarily all of October, but like there might be a weekend in October, a week in December, a week in April, and then a week in June. So you just got to watch out for and read the news and listen to the Magical Minute to know like when these things are happening.
But if you're planning your vacation well in advance, you may want to just Google like cheer competitions, Disney 2025.
Yes.
Or 2026 if you're going, and just maybe there's a list somewhere that you can find. Or maybe we can find one and put it on our website. Why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't we do that for FamilyTravelPlanner.com?
So another fun fact. Disney's All-Star Sports Resort is close enough, so about a 10-15 minute walk to a McDonald's. So it's like if your family's looking for something familiar, those chicky nugs that everybody loves, and it's not a typical McDonald's. Are you ready? Because I'm always about the education on vacation.
Oh boy.
This is
hold on. Let me kick your soapbox over to you.
Oh, thank you. Here we go. This is a solar powered McDonald's. It utilizes solar panels on the roof and solar glass panels in the outdoor seating area to generate electricity, offsetting a significant portion of its energy consumption. So the restaurant also incorporates other green technologies like a living wall, rainwater collection.
Explain why is a wall alive? Why is a
because
wall
it's
alive?
plants. It's all plants that are growing up and giving off oxygen and enjoying your space.
So it's
taking in all those toxins
So it's not
for
like
you.
it's not like a zombie wall where it's a wall with a mouse trying to eat you or something.
Listen, there will be one point in time when that happens.
It's like Audrey 3 is a wall.
We will be aware. Anyways, I think I said rainwater collection and automated windows to minimize its environmental impact. So the restaurant has 1,066 solar panels on the main roof, generating 600,000 kilowatts per year, and 4,800 square feet of solar glass panels in the outdoor seating area, producing up to 70,000 kilowatts annually. And the parking lot lights are also solar powered. So it's not just a regular McDonald's, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a cool McDonald's.
If you wanted to compare that, the average household uses about 10,000 kilowatts annually. So
that's cool.
There you go. You can.
I love it when they turn kind of these normal things like a McDonald's into something that we can be really interested in. It's really
we can
cool.
have like 60 families go live there because they, kilowatts.
I bet. Anyways,
you can put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I'm kicking my soapbox over to you because what's up with the news?
What do we got on the news front this week? Well, we're going to start off with something, maybe you feel like there's a little less bacon in your life.
I mean, I always feel that way.
Well, you especially feel that way now because they removed the Miss Piggy fountain in Muppet's Courtyard.
Goodbye,
She's gone.
Miss Piggy.
I guess, the walls were up all this time and like they were able to see like the fountain shooting up over the wall.
Right.
But it like has since dispersed. They haven't seen the water and now there's an account, a gentleman that goes around and takes a lot of overhead shots, aerial shots. It's called bioreconstruct. He took a shot of the courtyard. It is now
So
piggyless.
do you think that Miss Piggy's gone forever or that she's going to be relocated somewhere? Like,
I think she's going to be relocated.
Right? Wouldn't you think like once Rock and Roller Coaster kind of like resurfaces?
I think so.
She'll end up over there because that's like a really loved fountain.
Yeah, a lot of pictures.
Unique. Yeah.
There's a lot of photo opportunities, photos taken there, a lot of memories. So it's definitely a hard pig to swallow.
Yeah. Ha. Dad joke.
So we had that. We just talked about Miss Piggy. It's kind of staying over in that area. The Monsters Inc. Door Coaster Ride, which is going to have a better name than that at some point. But it hasn't been named. The building itself this is kind of just showing you the scope of it, how big it's going to be.
Yes.
They showed the plans and the sizes of it all. It's going to be the second biggest building in all of Disney.
Really?
The Guardians of the Galaxy building is the biggest.
Okay.
But this is going to be the second biggest building.
Ah.
It's going to take over because obviously they're expanding it. It's going to be beyond the Muppet Courtyard, the existing Muppet Courtyard. It's going to be placed in what is now a cast member parking lot. Mm-hmm. So sorry, cast members, you're going to have to walk a little extra.
Wow.
Love for the cast members. But this huge building is going to be in their parking area. It's 365 feet by 330 feet. covering approximately 100,000 square feet.
Yeah. Wow.
And, there's going to be doors flying everywhere. And, yeah, it's going to be huge.
That's gigantic.
We'll probably check it out when it's open in 2027, I'm guessing.
See ya in 2027.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute.
All right. Cool.
What else we got? They've announced the closure for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin in Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Do you remember when it was?
It was August 7th.
4th. Pretty good.
Okay.
That was pretty good. I would have just been like, I don't know, sometime over the summer.
No, I mean, I'm not great with dates, but
right. So we only got a little over a month now to get your spins in to go shoot some lasers, because it's going to be closing for an extended amount of time. It's going to reopen sometime in 2026. It's going to have new ride vehicles, new laser tag weapons, handheld weapons, as opposed to the ones that are mounted in the cart. So it's going to be down for a long time.
yeah.
But I think it's going to be a little bit more fun when it does open.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to getting one more time on the old one. I've kind of looked up some secrets to see how to get a really high score, so I can't wait to shove it in Heidi's face.
Oh, guys, come on.
I am going to take her down and make her real bad.
Robert.
What else we got? Oh, Astro Orbiter. We're talking about things closing. This is something opening.
Whee!
Astro Orbiter is opened finally. It was testing last week when we talked to you. Now it's officially opened. No one knows any. It doesn't seem like it's changed at all, except for the fact that the elevator shaft was painted orange, and now it's like a silver gray color.
Okay, cool.
Worth it. Worth a 6-month closure for that elevator shaft.
Listen.
How about just getting rid of the elevator shaft, making people walk up flights of stairs, which are more safer, and you don't feel as it's like packed in like sardines with these other people that you don't know.
Yeah, I do not like that.
Onto a ride that, while it does have amazing views, is goes pretty fast and is a little scary.
Yep.
Astro Orbiter. You could watch it from the People Mover and get the same thrill. Another ride that is closing for refurbishment is Under the Sea, The Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that one I was super bummed about until I heard.
Because it's closing on July 21st and it's going to open on July 26th. So it's 5 days.
So
We're going to be okay. She's going to live. Maybe they'll make her eyes more creepy.
Oh, boy.
The dead eyes of Ariel. It sounds like a Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, that doesn't sound so good.
So they've announced there's going to be, as obviously we know that we're coming up to in Magic Kingdom, we're coming up to Halloween season. It's not too far off. Being as we're definitely not going to any of these Halloween events.
No, definitely not.
So they have these, and these are all essentially after-hour events that are in the guise of Halloween, and then it moves on to the Christmas after hours. So they kind of don't have like extended hours that much in Magic Kingdom. In fact, there's no extended hours in June or July. But there's going to be one date for whatever reason.
Yeah.
There's one date in August that's going to have an extended evening hour. And that is, or no.
It was the last week of July, I thought.
Well, no.
Sorry, so fast. Never mind. I like how we said that. No.
Then I had one date in August. Now I can't find it. It says, where's the date? And now I can't find the date in August. Because then it says September. Oh my God, this is the worst.
Okay.
This is terrible. Everything's breaking down. Shut it off. Turn it off. We're going away.
So sorry.
Last episode ever. But what I didn't get was they were talking about extended evening hours. Now, the Disney Starlight, the Night Away parade is going to have, for the first 2 weeks, is going to have 2 performances at 9 and 11 p.m. But I guess the extended hours are when it's open till 12?
Oh.
1 o'clock?
Okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're considering extended evening hours anymore at Magic Kingdom. I guess because like we just assume that they just only have them at the parties. They also talked that there's going to be after-hour events coming up in 2026 that aren't Halloween or Christmas parties.
Okay.
Magic Kingdom's going to have that. More to come when they announce those dates, but it's essentially the same sort of thing, just without a theme.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Let's see. And this was kind of shocking until I read further. Pirates of the Caribbean will no longer offer a lightning lane in Disneyland.
What? In Disneyland?
Yeah, in Disneyland. Right. Like, we feel sorry for your California people, but they're just going to have a standby line.
All right.
They're saying some hypothesizing that the removal was to test to remove the attraction from the offering completely. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there in Disneyland. I haven't followed enough with the Pirates of the Caribbean to tell you more about it, but that's what they're doing. It's not going to be part of your multipass anymore.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Californians. We got Universal. Universal's just been announcing all of their... Obviously, the Epic Universe is going strong. It's getting busier and busier by the day. But they have their Halloween Horror Nights is approaching fast. And they just keep announcing more and more houses. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to find... I mean, they keep... So far, they have, like, there's one for the video game / TV show Fallout. There's going to be one for the Friday the 13th. It's called Jason Universe, Five Nights at Freddy's. Then they have all these original ones, like Monsters of Latin America. There's Monstros 2. Yeah, that's the Monsters of Latin America. There are all a bunch of different things. I mean, you know, if you're into this Halloween Horror Nights, you've heard about them already. You don't need to come here and have me speak about what the names of the houses are. So you could go find those out. And we'll eventually have a Halloween Horror Nights episode.
We will.
As it gets a little closer. But they just kind of keep revealing more and more. On top of that, Universal has announced that they're going to open a year-long horror experience.
I like how you said that. Horror experience, really?
But it's going to be in the Midwest. They're thinking Chicago. That they're going to like take over like an old psychiatric facility and like turn it into like a horror, like a year-long horror event.
Okay, but okay, cool.
They're really into it. I don't know why in Chicago, because it gets like really brutal in the winter there. So
yeah, weird.
I don't know why they want to do it. Plus, Chicago's like, depending on where you go, it's a little crazy. Now this was like a weird. This story kind of just caught my eye. So over in Epic Universe, there's a lot of places to eat. Mm-hmm. One of them is called Pizza Moon, and that is found in the Celestial Park. Okay. Which is the main hub. Okay. And it's a place to go get pizza. It's like beer, wine, and pizza. That's what they serve. Mm-hmm. So it is it's a people are referring to it as Quable service. It's a quick service that you get delivered to your table. Mm-hmm. They've had this thing where they weren't allowing people to leave the restaurant with food. They were like, you have to finish your food or throw it away. Why? I don't know. I can't get an actual, there's no, the article I read wasn't like, it didn't get an answer. At one point it was that they didn't have to-go boxes to give to people. Okay. But then they got them in, but then they were still like, we could only give this to you. What they were trying to do, so if you ordered like a full pizza. Yeah. They wanted the only way they would let you take it out of there in a to-go box is if one slice of pizza was eaten.
That's not okay.
Yeah, like why are they like,
what the heck?
You can't buy a pizza and just leave the restaurant with it to take it back to your resort? Oh God. Like that's so weird. That is beyond weird. Like, I don't know. Like, what's this policy, Universal? Who made this one? Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that Pizza Moon might be owned and operated by some outside vendor, and they're like, "Look,
Right.
you're staying in here and eating his pizza. You ain't leaving.
Good.
You're not taking this over to Darkmoor, and you and Dracula are going to have a slice of pepperoni and rat or something."
That is so strange.
Yeah, isn't it? So,
Oh my
Pizza
gosh,
Moon.
come on.
Maybe just if you were thinking about taking food home, maybe just avoid Pizza Moon for a little bit until they figure this one out. But
Yeah.
we'll keep you updated on. We'll call it Pizza Moon Gate.
Okay.
All right, and that's really about it. That's the news, I believe, for the week. There's probably some big news story I'm missing, but
Meh,
you
no worries. We
people
got it
did.
covered.
Test Track did start. So they
know.
did start opening rides to or previews to Test Track. Right,
yeah.
it's been mostly I think cast members at this point,
Yes.
but they've also invited some other people.
Yes.
I mean,
It looks really
they're
cool.
saying. The big things that I took away from it was the whole like programming your or like designing your car is now
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And like the games afterwards, which I never really played, but the kids maybe like doing that. That's also gone. But
But
still,
did it really add like a lot of value to your journey, do you think? I mean, like, do you think the kids are going to notice that car? Yeah,
I
maybe.
think they
because
kind of liked
it.
designing their car. Yeah.
But that is what made the line hold up so much.
It could, yes. Yeah, that was definitely something that was a little bit of a drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, nothing.
It
All
was
right.
I get it.
Nothing. But yeah, no, there's supposed to be some cool
scenes.
scenes. They were talking about some pine smells that were coming out of an area. And the good news is you still go 65 miles per hour, which is fast to some people.
You're going faster than Test Track, Daddy.
Yep, I know. And that police officer is going to say the same thing. But anyway, that's all the news I have for this week.
I know. That's awesome. So listen, like to sum it up,
Oh.
the value resorts are pretty cool. I mean, I don't like that they all match each other.
To sum it
I'm
up.
just saying to sum it up. I'm definitely interested in checking out the family suites if we ever get that opportunity because I think they're
so.
pretty good. But
I think
other
you
than
definitely have to do
that-
it. I think you have to book those well in advance.
Yeah.
Though.
We've got July 4th coming up next weekend. And so we hope that you guys have a very happy July 4th. They've got those awesome fireworks over at Magic Kingdom on the 3rd and the 4th. So enjoy. We've got two of our travel specialists going next weekend, but we've also got a bunch of travel specialists there right now.
Yeah.
Enjoying some birthdays and enjoying graduations. So we love to see all those photos coming in. Make sure to follow them on their
And
Instagram
speaking of that, we may
pages.
have a co-host having a happy birthday coming up this next week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you're doing great. We're turning
It's
26.
Lando, right?
Definitely, it's Tiger
Definitely.
Lily.
Anyways,
Hey everyone, Rob here. Just coming in with a little bit of an insert because we are not gonna be here next week. We're gonna take a week off. Abbie doesn't really know yet because it's her birthday, but we're not gonna tell anyone. So we're gonna surprise her. I'm surprising her with a week off where she doesn't have to hear me incessantly asking her if she's done any work on the podcast. So enjoy your 4th of July. Stay safe, stay happy, and we'll see you the following week, which would be on the looks like the 14th, July 14th. We'll have a new episode 122.
I hope you guys have the most amazing July 4th. I hope you're hanging with your family or your friends or just your pets. That's cool too. And we'll catch you next week. Have a good one.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.